Welcome to Reread. I am still going through the Star Wars missions. Now the next 4 in the story arc here, written by Dave Wolverton. I have all these signed by the late, great Dave Wolverton, and I noticed that I got them all signed at the same time, yet each one, he wrote something different in it. Like Best Wishes, Dare to Dream, or just, To Mad, or whatever. I was like, he did each one. He didn't just sign each book and just move on. Each one has its own separate personal greeting or, way that he signed it. And it's sad that I'm just now noticing that. Because Dave Wolverton was a great author, my favorite author to talk to around at the cons. Such a great guy. He is everything that every author said he was. Anyway, so this one's called The Hunt for Han Solo. Basically, Han finds Jabba's nephew, Grubba the Hutt, Grub Hutt, and he discovers there's a $10,000 reward. Well, that may wipe out his debt to Jabba, so now he needs to get this, Grubba the Hutt back to Jabba, but needs to be careful how he does it. So he goes to Tatooine. There is a prefect there who is, you thought he's going to be the big baddie in this 4-book story arc. But he's really not. He's really non-existent after this first book. And after this one chapter, he's non-existent. He hired a bunch of bounty hunters to take out Han so they could get the reward for Grubba and Han, because I think he captured Grubba. I think it is. He's the one that kidnapped Grubba, made sure that Han found him, that's what it was, and then set up so where he could turn in Han and Grubba and make it look like Han had kidnapped Grubba and get double the reward. Well, he just hires a few bounty hunters. One of them's Dengar, who hates Han Solo, and says, look, I'll split it with you. So the bounty hunters are after him. So they're setting up camp around Jabba's palace, waiting for Han to come. Some dust clouds kick up, a dust storm kicks up, and they see a ship fall. Is it the Millennium Falcon? They don't know. So they send you, bounty hunter, to go see. And of course, you have a bunch of adventures getting there. When you get there, Han and Luke are gone, off on an adventure somewhere, but Leia, 3PO, and Grubba are there. You decide to take Grubba. You have to escape the Millennium Falcon and make it back safe. Even though you didn't get Han, you got Grubba the Hutt. Okay, so the adventure continues there for you. I like how you're playing someone different from, a good guy. Now you're playing a bad guy, basically. A Hutt. In fact, in the book, Grubba takes a bite out of you, or he tries to and goes, you taste yucky. Maybe this is where Filoni got the idea for Stinky the Hutt. Wouldn't that be awesome? He said, yeah, I read this big novel one time. It took me a couple of weeks to read through, but I was like, oh, Grubba, I could do something with him. Star Wars Missions number 6 is called The Search for Grubba the Hutt. Han and Luke go to the planet Kubindi to get Grubba back from the bounty hunters. The bounty hunters are basically set up there to bait Han Solo to come to them, because even though they couldn't find Han, if they have Grubba, they know Han wants Grubba to pay back Jabba, so let's just hide out on this planet and let him come to us. Smart choice. So here, I guess you're playing one of the main characters, because it doesn't say there are other rebels that are with them, but they go to this planet. There's huge insects. They say human-sized insects several times. I'll let you know, big insects and spiders and everything that you have to battle to get to the queen. And then, I'm not kidding, this is even a role play here, you have to bake her a souffle. Not even playing. Now at this point, I really think that Dave Wolverton was giggling when he wrote this, because the queen doesn't know if you're good or not, and you say, no, we are good, we got to stop the Empire because they have, someone's child. She went, oh, well, that is awful to take a child from a parent. However, you must prove to me that you are friendly. Bake me something that I will love. So you decide to bake a souffle, a spider egg souffle or something. And you got to roll for the bake and roll for, I guess, mixing the ingredients. I don't know. But I'm almost positive Dave Wolverton was cackling when he wrote that idea. Because unfortunately, when you bake the souffle doesn't rise. It doesn't do well in the oven, but that's okay, because the queen doesn't know what a souffle is supposed to look like. So when she eats it, she loves it. You become part of her, family or whatnot, and you're free to go. However, those Imperials you were looking for, those bounty hunters you were looking for, we tried to detain them, but they left. So when the planet, got hot and all the insect queen's minions started or tried to take out the bounty hunters, we're assuming the bounty hunters jumped ship. Okay, they just took off. And oddly enough, they took off to a planet that Han Solo is also going to later on. I'll get to that in a minute. But so meanwhile, while you're doing Iron Chef, the bounty hunters got away, and the Queen's like, so too bad, but tasty souffle. I actually really love it. I'm not really making fun of it. I really think it's great. I also think this is funny too, and this is totally by accident by Dave Wolverton. But Luke says, "Hey, the Hammerheads just called. They need our help on their home planet." Where the bounty hunter is going, the Ithorians. Or maybe maybe Dengar was spying in on Han Solo's messages. But he goes, the Ithorians. We'll go to Ithor and we'll hide among the Ithorians because Dengar saved the life of the Imperial commander that's there, and so they're friends. And he goes, he'll help us hide there, and we'll wait for Solo. Well, I'm glad the bounty hunters call them Ithorians. Supposedly, and later on we hear that Hammerhead is kind of a dirty word to call the Ithorians, It's kind of racist. So Luke, with his blonde hair, blue eyes, racist. I knew it. Where's Chuck Wendig when I need him? There's one other thing here that Dave Wolverton puts in that I really like. Luke, the adventurer, whoever you are, you're going through stuff to try to fight off whatever danger is around, and you dig through the Cubaz's, because that's the home planet you're on. You dig through some of their stuff, and you find comic books, Cubaz comic books. And you're like, well, that won't help, is what it says. I don't know where that came from, but again, Dave Wolverton's little witty humor was all through this, and I absolutely loved it. Missions number 7 is called Ithorian Invasion. This ties back into Tales from Mos Eisley. Holy cow, I totally forgot about this. Mamal Nadan. From Tales from Mos Eisley, we get to see what happened to him. He is now basically forgiven. He returns to his home planet. He helps with an uprising against the Empire. He convinces the Ithorians we have to rise up. Yes, we don't like violence, but we have to stand up against the Empire. And as you, whoever you are, Rebel operative or Luke or Han, as you're fighting through or escaping the dangers of the forest or, Imperial troops, you're getting Mamal to his people to start an uprising. The uprising even scares the bounty hunters who leave again before, Dengar has damage to his ship, the Punishing One, in this one, which is going to hurt him later on. But there's a bunch of puns in this one. There's an Ithorian who is with the Empire. He's a traitor. He's a true traitor to his species. And you kind of push him over into a vat of berries. And Mamal goes, "You should bury, Berry, your hate." And then you go, "I don't think he was a very good man." And then the Ithorian looks at you and goes, "The only thing worse I hate than you, Mama, is your puns." Get out of here. Get out of town. It's Dave Wolverton. He's going to make you smile every time. And after he gets sucked into the vat, and I guess he dies, I don't know, but you turn to Mama and go, "Remind me not to get dessert today." I guess because they're going to make berry pie. It's great. It's great. This may be Dave Wolverton's best. So good. IG-88 is also in this one too. There's a great joke in here. The Imperial said, "What's your name?" "Bop me." And the Stormtrooper goes, "Bop me?" He goes, "Okay." And he grabs the butt of his rifle and bops it and knocks him out. Bop! Oh, man. He was a dad. It's dad humor right there, man. So good. Anyway, at the end of the adventure, Han is able to capture Grubba again. He calls Jabba. He says, "I'm not going back to Tatooine. I'm not doing that. You're not fooling me. Let's meet on a neutral planet, Tangoria, where we'll make an even exchange." He goes, "Okay." And as Han flips off the video or whatnot, Jabba leaves his on or flips off his and then turns around to Dengar, who's on video too, watching the whole thing go down. He's like, "So you got where he is? Kill him and bring me my Grubba, and I'll pay you." He goes, "Will do." So it's all a setup now, right? Which is where it leads to the grand finale. Missions number 8, Tangorian Trap. Bounty hunters are going after Han Solo. he has to, you are one of the bounty hunters going through all the traps and stuff on Tangoria, or the male Tangorians are helping you, and you're going through all the dangers of their jungle, and then not rescuing, but capturing them from the Tangorian females who are on the side of Han, Luke, and Leia. Not only do you capture Han and Grubba, but you get all of them. Luke, Leia, everyone. You capture everyone. And I was going, wait, what? And there's only like 2 pages left here. I'm like going, what is going on? Does this continue? Because Dave Wolverton's not in the next one. What happens is Dengar hands everyone over to the Empire, gets his reward money, goes to see Jabba, gives Jabba Grubba, and Jabba goes, where's Han? He went, well, I passed him to the Empire. He went, no, you didn't. And then it turns out that he got tricked, and he passed them over. Somehow Jabba has access to the rebellion news. That makes sense. I guess he knows what both sides are doing. But the rebels are celebrating because they tricked bounty hunters into handing over the 3 leaders of the Rebel Alliance, right? Luke, Han, and Leia got rescued. And Dengar looks at his credit chip, and it's a fake. It has a trigger that will alert security or whatever. So it's a fake credit chip that he got too. So he's mad that he got burned and tricked, and Han's back safe again. And that's how it ends. But I was like, 2 pages left, and I don't know if they're going to end this. And they did, and I totally forgot about that twist. I totally forgot about it. Bravo, Dave Wolverton. I wish you were alive today, sir, so I could tell you how awesome. I do mean that. I think that Star Wars mission arc was great, and that it ties into External EU. Wonderful, wonderful. Great author. Great series. See you next time.